The strength of a nation's currency is based on the strength of that nation's economy. And the American economy is by far the strongest in the world.
The dollar came to dominate trade after World War II. The U.S. was the biggest economy in the world.
Are you ready to explore intriguing perspectives surrounding the notion that the USA wields unparalleled influence over the world economy? From whispers of clandestine maneuvers to allegations of covert dominance, this video will delve into captivating narratives that question who truly holds the reins of global financial power. But before we get into today's video, take a moment to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Be sure to also hit that notification bell so that you won't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. Global economic influence. The concept of global economic influence, a captivating yet controversial perspective, suggests that American institutions wield significant sway over the world economy through strategic debt and economic coercion. This perspective hinges on the notion that certain entities within the United States, often associated with powerful financial institutions, engage in deliberate tactics to influence and shape the economic destinies of other nations. At the heart of this perspective is the idea that these entities operate discreetly, leveraging tools such as international loans and financial aid to create a web of dependency. By extending financial assistance, these institutions allegedly secure influence and control over the policies and decisions of debtor nations. The financial relationships become mechanisms of influence, allowing the orchestrators to guide terms and shape economic policies to their advantage. Observers of this perspective point to historical instances where countries facing economic challenges accepted loans or aid packages, only to find themselves ensnared in a cycle of financial obligations and dependency. While the idea of global economic influence offers a compelling narrative, whether this perspective holds weight or crumbles under scrutiny remains a subject of debate and speculation in discussions surrounding global economic dynamics. Petrodollar Analysis. Among the myriad discussions surrounding America's purported influence over the world economy, the petrodollar analysis stands as a compelling narrative. This analysis suggests that the United States exercises significant influence over global economic dynamics through its dominance in the international oil trade. At the heart of the petrodollar analysis is the idea that agreements made in the 1970s, primarily with oil-producing nations in the Middle East, solidified the US dollar as the de facto currency for oil transactions. In essence, countries that sought to purchase oil were required to do so using US dollars, creating an intrinsic link between the American currency and the lifeblood of the global economy. Proponents argue that by securing this arrangement, the US established a powerful mechanism to perpetrate the demand for its currency. As nations around the world conducted oil-related transactions in dollars, it allegedly generated a constant and insatiable demand for the US currency. This, in turn, contributed to the stability of the dollar and reinforced America's economic influence on the world stage. Wall Street influence. The notion of Wall Street influence, another intriguing narrative, posits that US financial institutions, with a focal point on the iconic Wall Street, play a significant role in shaping global economic trends. At the heart of the Wall Street influence perspective is the belief that powerful financial entities strategically influence economic events to their advantage. Observers argue that key players within these institutions can impact stock markets and commodity prices, and even shape international monetary policies. By leveraging their financial clout and insider knowledge, these entities allegedly mold economic outcomes in favor of their interests. The influence of Wall Street on global economic trends is undeniable, given its role as a financial powerhouse and a hub for international transactions. However, the notion takes this a step further, suggesting a deliberate and coordinated effort to influence economies on a global scale. Whether Wall Street influence is a calculated orchestration or a consequence of market dynamics remains a contentious topic. Exploring this perspective prompts a critical examination of the balance between financial power and ethical considerations within the global economic landscape. IMF and World Bank influence. The notion of IMF and World Bank influence is another perspective suggesting America's alleged impact on the world economy. This perspective posits that American sway over international financial institutions, particularly the International Monetary Fund, or IMF, and the World Bank, serves as a mechanism to shape policies that align with its interests and exert influence over economies worldwide. At its core, the perspective suggests that the United States, through its economic clout and strategic influence, influences these global financial institutions. The IMF and World Bank, ostensibly created to foster economic stability and development, are seen by proponents as tools employed to extend American influence across the globe. The perspective gains traction by pointing to historical instances where conditions attached to financial aid or loans from these institutions seemingly align with U.S. geopolitical goals. The influence of the United States within these institutions is undeniable, given its role as a major contributor to their funding and decision-making processes. However, whether this translates into deliberate control over global economies remains a contentious question. Banking cartel influence. The concept of banking cartel influence is another captivating narrative suggesting America's impact on the world economy. This perspective asserts that American banking families or institutions, operating as secretive cartels, wield substantial influence over global finance, steering economic destinies from behind the scenes. The perspective suggests that families such as the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, along with major banking institutions, form a powerful alliance with the shared goal of influencing international financial systems. Observers argue that these families have played a role in shaping economic events throughout history, influencing markets, currencies, and policies to ensure their continued influence. The Rothschild family, renowned for its historical banking prowess, often features prominently in discussions surrounding this perspective. The narrative suggests that their financial influence, spanning generations, has contributed to shaping global economic outcomes. The Rockefeller family, another name often associated with economic might, is purported to play a role in this alleged cartel, influencing decisions that impact economies worldwide. The influence of American banking institutions on global finance is evident, given the prominence of institutions like the Federal Reserve, and exploring the banking cartel influence perspective prompts a critical examination of power dynamics within the financial sector. The notion that the USA wields significant influence over the world economy sparks contemplation on the intricate balance of global power dynamics. While skepticism is a healthy lens through which to view such claims, it's equally important to entertain the possibility that there might be elements of truth within these narratives. As we navigate the complexities of international finance and geopolitics, maintaining an open mind allows us to explore the potential nuances that may lie beneath the surface of established paradigms. In doing so, we can contribute to a more thorough and insightful examination of the forces shaping our interconnected economic world. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you have yet to do so. Be sure to also hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss out on our upcoming videos.
How did the dollar become the currency of choice across the world? And more importantly, what kind of a future is it up against?